Hey everybody, my name's Chris Warren.
My name is Matt Lopes.
Welcome to the You Should Be Worried podcast.
What the fuck is going on, you guys? How the fuck are you?
How you been?
How are you? Like, really, say it. Say it now.
If you're not doing well, we're here for you.
We are. We're here for you. We're here for you. We're going to tell you today what you should be worried about. We're here to give you the guide. We're here to really to give you the guide, right, Chris?
The guide, dude. I got all the notes. Look at how well my life has turned out.
Dude, your life has turned out so good.
I'm a winner.
Chris is the epitome of a winner. When you think in your head, and the dictionary next to the word winner is a fucking fat picture of Chris's face with those stupid glasses on.
Yeah, from back when I was really fat, dude. When I was like 600 pounds.
It's Chris with those glasses plus 50 pounds.
Yeah, I ate keto for a week, and now look how I lost all 500 pounds.
What the fuck is keto?
So when you only eat meat and fat,
Isn't that counterproductive?
No, because then you're...
When there's fat on meat, you shouldn't eat that fat, because then doesn't add just right to your fat?
No, it's just calories.
Fat is just calories?
Yeah, like anything else, your body will burn it. If you train your body to eat fat instead of carbohydrates, supposedly that's better for you. This is a real Joe Rogan talking point. I want to get off of it.
You don't want to talk like Joe Rogan?
It's been covered.
Seems like you guys believe in a lot of the same things, so.
I mean, probably not. He'd probably look at me and be like, loser. I think he's still mad I didn't want to go on his podcast. I think he's still a little pissed about that. Boy,
you know what? You can fucking suck a dick because like we're here and we have one of the best growing podcasts really in history if you look at the books.
Yeah, dude. We're on an upward.
You ever look at the books?
Listen.
Anybody ever look at the books before?
The stock market might be crashing. There might be record layoffs, but this podcast, the only sound investment, straight to the moon.
Up, dude. You ever see that graph?
Dude,
you know what a graph is? My favorite tall animal. All right? You better fucking show some respect to the graph.
I am the most successful person in my family, and that should really tell you a lot about my family.
Sure, maybe his father has a fucking mansion. That speaks nothing to success. Do you even know what success is?
Dude, my dad does not have a fucking mansion. What are you talking about? I fucking wish. I wouldn't be doing comedy if that was the case.
Chris, what is success, Chris? Tell everybody what success is. Success
is, it really is defined by you, honestly. And I don't like all the self-help gurus, but they are kind of right on that thing. Success is what you define it as. And by my own standards, I am a failure, which is interesting because I could just decide to be successful in my own mind. It's up to me, and I've chosen to set unrealistic expectations that I have no way of meeting in an unreasonable timeline.
Chris is a failure, and he's still the most successful person in his family. How the fuck does that come off to you?
Dude, I'm
really paints a really bad family picture, doesn't it?
Dude, we talked about my 1-year anniversary of sobriety, which was March 1st. But the way my home group does it is they have what's called an anniversary meeting where they give you your coin and you do a little speech.
Yeah.
And so I had my anniversary meeting. It's the last Sunday of every month. So I had my anniversary meeting yesterday officially. Okay. So it's like a year and 1 month, but like that's when it was. And my family came.
Okay.
And so my mom.
And now it's no longer anonymous. Now everybody knows where you go to.
Now everyone knows my family. Yeah. So my we didn't say an address. My mom and stepdad come, and they're delightful. They're delightful old people wearing sweaters, and they were just like, we're so proud of you, and you...
That's how you know they're delightful, the fact they wear sweaters.
I'm so glad that we don't think you're going to kill yourself by injecting heroin anymore, and I'm like...
They're assured now.
And I'm like, Mom, I never injected heroin, okay? I used to smoke cocaine. I'm a cool drug addict.
Stupid mom.
I'm not
Jesus
a fucking
Christ.
loser opioid
what an
addict.
Idiot bitch.
But then my dad shows up.
Yeah.
Because I invited them all.
Mm-hmm. And he's not in a sweater.
Not in a sweater. Want to guess?
Honestly, strike one. Strike one. Don't you ever come to your kid's fucking function where he's celebrating a year of sobriety and not have a sweater on.
Yeah, I want you showing up like Mr. Rogers, dude. That's how you be a good dad.
You come with the Mr. Rogers in the front middle fingers. Okay?
You want to guess what he was wearing? Take a guess. You have one guess.
Okay. I'm gonna assume he was wearing ripped jeans.
No,
he was not wearing ripped jeans.
All right, I'll tell you. I'll describe his outfit.
Go right ahead.
So he shows up. He's wearing I'll go from top to bottom.
Yeah.
So he's wearing a black shirt, normal black t-shirt.
Okay.
Over it, he's wearing a jacket blazer that's black velvet with a rhinestone skull on it.
What the fuck? Like a pirate?
Yeah. He's got like
Bro's got a pirate on.
7 necklaces on.
Yeah.
Leather pants. Legit leather pants.
Fucking John Travolta. Look at that.
And fucking
Grease, bitch.
massive Gucci boots on.
Holy fuck.
Like the ones that almost come up to his knees. Like,
yeah.
And I was like...
Way to make it about you, Dad.
And my sponsor comes over and he's like, hey, is that... Because of course, I've told him about it. He's like, is that your dad? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it is. And he's like, it's all starting to make a little more sense now. Like, yeah, there's a reason I'm in this room.
Holy shit. And so, like, how did that end up going? Was it ended up being a fine thing, or like it was...
No, it was because both all of them, my mom, my stepdad, my dad, and I'm not outing them. They're open about this.
Did brother come?
No, are all. He's going through his own stuff.
Okay,
they're all in the program. Like they all have years of AA. So they knew the whole drill.
Really?
Yeah. I was always going to be an alcoholic. There was no way I wasn't.
Really? I didn't know all your parents were also AA people.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
The rest of my family should be in AA, but they don't. They're just not.
See, all this time I thought you being in AA was an original thing.
No. I was from a long line of alcoholics, dude.
Damn.
I'm ethnically Irish. Of course, I ended up being an alcoholic.
So. Yeah.
I mean, I did the cocaine, which they did. They were pure alcohol.
Right.
I mixed in some
you did
cocaine
take it to the next level.
And some Xanax because I'm fucking cool.
Who cares about your legacy?
But yeah, and it was just it was fine. Everyone was behaved.
Yeah.
It was cool to see my mom and dad sit there and clearly hate each other so much, but just be like respectful in the moment.
Damn.
And my poor stepdad just sitting there like, oh, this is uncomfortable. I don't know what to do. This is so nice that Chris is up there. Like he's just trying to be.
Is your stepdad sitting in the middle of them two or no?
I wish. That would have been hilarious.
That would have been so good.
He is a, hey, if you're watching, love you, bro. Appreciate you coming out.
Looks over to your mom. He's like, you look really nice today. Turns over to your dad and is like the rhinestones.
Are those leather pants? Like, dude.
He's trying to keep the peace.
No,
your dad's like, you're the fucking reason.
No, my stepdad's like the nicest guy ever. He's such a sweetheart. But yeah, so it was just normal, and that was that. But I just wanted to describe my dad.
That's
where
great.
You have
That's
better.
fantastic.
But it was so funny because so many people texted me after and were like, yo, was that your dad? And I'm like, yeah, I've told you about him before. And they're like, I thought you were exaggerating. Like, that's so much crazier than you painted him.
Yeah.
They're like, it all makes sense now. And I'm like, yeah, no, I know.
That's nuts.
I know.
That's so crazy.
Speaking,
he should have brought like his partner.
Oh, he's okay. So this is part of that. He's like twice now asked me to go out to like lunch with him and his partner.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm all good.
You're all good.
I'm all good.
You wouldn't ever want to?
No, I'm good on that.
Could lead to more content.
You know what? When you say it like that,
I'm gonna give him a call after this podcast. Well, congratulations again, Chris, on your 1 year of doing AA. I'm very proud of you. I can say that I'm very proud of you and how far you've came, and I'm sure Ben's very proud of you. Ben, aren't you proud of Chris?
So proud.
And Ben's got a microphone now, dude.
That's
big change.
That's the real reason I wanted to bring that up. I didn't really give a fuck to congratulate you. I just wanted to let the people who are watching the pod know that Ben has a podcast mic now. He's officially a part of the podcast. Not before, now.
Yeah, we've actually been making up Ben as a producer the whole time, and we had to hire a guy to, now play Ben.
His name is actually Ralph Macchio, and not the one you're thinking of. It's a whole new Ralph Macchio, and we're just going to call him Ben from now on. Nice to have you here, Ralph.
Ben, Ralph Macchio, question for you. What do you think of these fucking sunglasses, dude? Do you think these gonna help me get the babes this summer? You think
it
this
looks like a babe magnet.
Babe magnet is a good look.
Shit.
With the no frames on the bottom half.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they're women's sunglasses.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I think so.
Could have fooled me. What makes them women's sunglasses? They have less rights? Those glasses provide any benefit to your existence?
I don't know. I was given to them. They were given to me by a friend.
Okay.
Because they were like, hey, I found these glasses and if I'm just gonna give them to you. Like there wasn't really an explanation. I was like, oh, that was nice, thank you.
Yeah.
And then I had them in my car when I went up to Boston this weekend to do some shows.
Yeah.
And so the first show went really well, right? And so the second show, I'm like, I'm just gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna challenge myself because the first show went well. Let's take some risks on the second.
Right.
So I went to my car and I put on these sunglasses, and that was how I just did comedy in these sunglasses.
That's so good.
Reviews were in. They thought I looked real dumb, and they thought it was real funny.
But it added to it.
Because I just did like 4 or 5 minutes just on how I'm
riffing on these glasses you're wearing.
Yeah, about these glasses and how I can't see the audience.
That's so fun. I wish I could just riff for 4 or 5 minutes on one object. It's not that easy. Like when you're on stage like that, I don't want to get into it, but like it's fucking tough to stay on subject about one thing.
Yeah.
Like for longer than like 5 minutes.
No, I mean some people struggle, other people just
other people are just more talented, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, those same people also have alcohol issues.
Dude,
sorry that I'm not broken like you.
Dude, your dad doesn't even wear leather pants, dude. You had a normal ass family unit. Loser. Dude,
what a good podcast.
You think I think for episode 100 I should just relapse. And if I relapse, I'm gonna relapse hard.
And that's the beginning of season 2 of the podcast. Yeah. At the end of each season, you relapse. That's what the seasons
we reset every 100 episodes.
It's a good idea.
Like I just
Ralph, what do you think?
Twist off a Popov bottle and just down it over the course of like an hour of us filming.
We celebrate. Yeah.
By the end, I'm just like crying and screaming at the same time, and you can't even understand what it's about.
Look, I wonder what's got Chris so fucking. You should be happy. This is a whole event.
I'm just
the pod.
screaming about how Jeff died in the war, and you're like, Chris, I don't think you were ever in war. I'm like, you don't know shit.
You don't know how much I've had to keep from you in order to keep my sanity. That's great, dude.
Oh, we have a topic today. We're trying something new. We're going to do topics.
We do, and I'm very excited about the topic, not going to lie.
And the topic today is drum roll, please.
Oh, fuck. We need a drum roll.
I'm blaming that one on Ralph Macchio over there.
That's the...
Yeah,
that's
hit that again. That's how we'll drum roll.
Money.
And today's topic is the wilderness.
The wilderness. Fucking...
Please clap.
It's great. I honestly can't wait to talk about this. Now, Chris, do you have any specific term of like the fucking direction you want to take this, or like?
I figure we just talk about our experience with the wilderness.
Okay.
However you interpret that.
Gotcha. So I've had like 0 to no experience in the wilderness myself. I knew a lot of friends in high school who used to want to go on hikes, and I was always like, I'll just stay in your house while you go and hike.
Lame, dude. I used to
I would stay, like my friend like had like rich parents.
Yeah.
And like our group of 5 friends would go into hike, and I would stay at that kid's house just on his couch watching whatever.
Because you knew that's when the pantry was unguarded, when everyone was out on the trail.
Yeah. Yes. Dude, you fucking know me so well. I hate that.
You're like, ooh, snacks.
It's crazy. You don't get to be this size unless you pull some maneuvers. You make some smart choices.
Dude, I see that's so weird to me because I grew up like in a woodsy town for the first like probably half of my childhood.
Yeah.
And I moved to a more urban place, but like I spent like my parents were just workaholics, so they were always working. They ran their own business, so they were always just like they'd be in the house sometimes, but they would be busy. Like they were there, but like they weren't available for stuff. So we had all this woods behind our house because we lived out in like the boonies. So I would just go out into the woods for like hours every day after school. That's just what I did.
And what would you do in those woods?
Just like, have fun little adventures. Dude, when you're a little kid, the woods is a magical place. It's sick. Like, and I had a lot of like weirder experiences with the woods as I got older. Like, so like there was just exploring. Like I'd build lean-tos and like make little fires and like stuff like that. But then I remember this time I was at camp because I used to go to this old blue blood sleepaway camp.
Yeah.
Because my dad was convinced that like in order to network with the elite, I had to go to like this wealthy sleepaway camp where like senators' sons would go. Like legit, they'd have like there's this guy from Spain that's dad was just like a bajillionaire and just sent him there to like experience America.
Yeah.
So like, and then I was just like, there. And great camp. It was like ran the same way since like the 1800s. It's like old school, like tradition, all about that.
Right.
And I remember I signed up for this one trip there because they would do like trips. I signed up for this one trip, and I forgot what it was called, but we went out to the woods to Mount Adams.
Yeah.
If you ever, there's a mountain in New Hampshire, because his whole camp was up in New Hampshire. We go to this mountain in New Hampshire, and we hike up, and then at night, and it's a really hard hike, and I'm like maybe 11.
Yeah,
And I'm, about in the same physical capacity I am now. So this is a rough hike for me.
Right.
Got like a fucking 20-pound bag on, just like, oh. And at night, they were just like, okay, now it's like we're going to drop you off at different points in the trail. Because we started hiking in the dark with like headlamps on. And like after 2 hours of that, they're like, we're going to drop you off at different points of the trail. And you're just going to like spend 2 hours alone in the wilderness to like, I don't remember what they were trying to teach us. Like there was some speech about like how it was going to give us inner insight, or like we were gonna find our spirit animal, but I was just terrified as like a little kid, so I just heard ringing as they're just dropping on us, because I didn't know when I signed up for the trip I thought it was just a normal hike. I didn't read like the fine print, and then they're just like, yeah, you're gonna spend, I was like 2 hours alone in the woods, just like, as they were explaining, and they're like, all right, you're gonna be a man now, and just left me in the part of the woods, and the group kept going. I was like the third person to get dropped off, and so I was out in the woods, and I tried to be like chill. Right, so I sat there on like a tree stump for a little bit, like because you're like 100 yards off the trail. I was like chilling. I was like, this is fine, dude. It's night, good moon, like this is fine. And then I heard like a tree branch break, and I flipped out, and I went in my backpack, and I took out my sleeping bag, and just got in my sleeping bag and curled up in a ball, and was just like, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine for like 2 hours, and they came and got me.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and that made me a man, the man I am today.
That's what makes you a man.
Is me crying in my sleeping bag at 11.
By yourself.
By myself.
The by yourself part, that's like... Yeah. This is what adulting is. You're still scared. It's just you have no one else to be with.
Yeah, I was proud. The first 10 minutes I held it down. I was like, this is actually kind of cool being alone in the woods. This is actually, I'm going to learn a lot about myself. And then that branch snapped, and I heard like an animal rustling. It was probably like a squirrel. And I just fucking panicked.
I would never be able to exist in the wilderness all by myself. I don't think I could do that. The only thing is, like, the main problem for me would be, like, I would have such a hard time, like, with, like, shitting and, like, going to the bathroom in the woods. Like, I need toilet paper. I need, like, a 2-ply, like, fucking... I'm not going to be able to use leaves. I'm very prone to itchy ass. And I'm not worried about, like, starving or... Like, I honestly think that, like, that could be good for me. Like, if you wanted to... I honestly think, like, existing in the woods, like, being in the wilderness for, like, a month all by myself could be really good for me. I think it'd be really good. Because I don't know how to cook, and I don't know how to hunt. Right? So if I did catch anything, I wouldn't know how to put it on a fire, and I wouldn't know when it's good to eat. None of that shit.
Do you know how to trap?
No, I don't know how to trap. All I'd be doing is I would sit by a river and just like keep scooping water into my mouth until I was full, because I wouldn't know what else to eat. So I'd just be like, I'd be waterlogged, and I'd be losing water weight for a month straight. I would come out looking fucking good, bud.
Do you know how to drink water in nature?
With your cup, you cup your hand.
You can't just like go up.
You cup your hand.
Source of water.
Well, in the wilderness though, you really don't have a choice, do you?
Yeah, you have to be like running water.
Yeah, running water, and you got to go upstream.
What do you mean upstream?
Like where you see the water flowing, you got to go up a little bit to a higher vantage point
until it's no longer flowing.
Well, no, it's still flowing, but the water's cleaner because it's gone. Like,
how do you know how do you know where you're at isn't the top?
Because then it would. Because then it would be like starting.
You have to go to the base of the...
I think I dug myself in too deep with this one.
You don't know what you're talking about.
No, I do know. It's just like, so when you see the water.
Yeah.
Right? And it's
a stream.
It's flowing a stream.
Yeah.
Little river.
Yeah.
You just gonna want to look for where there's elevation. Right? If you're on flat surface, right? If it's just flat, you don't want to drink that because you don't know all the runoff from the different like ridges around it going into what's running off into that.
Right.
So you want to find a place where the water has to go through an elevation where it's like pouring down from somewhere, and you want to go up to that elevated point and drink the water from there because theoretically it's cleaner. It has a higher likelihood of being cleaner.
But then that one probably also has an elevated surface too, right? Or no?
True, but at a certain point you just got to go, okay, this is the water we're going to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would get, automatically.
But if it's on a flat plane, you don't want to drink that.
I'm not going to climb a hill to get to better water. I'm just going to drink the water that's there.
That's a still pond.
I'm just going to make sure that
just straight.
It's got bacteria. It's got that green fucking shit floating in the water. And I'm like, Better than going, better than hiking another
You're
5
scraping
minutes.
the pond scum off
The
like it's a
pond scum.
latte, like it's the foam on a
Like it's
latte.
the froth.
It's like under here, it's good. Once you get the top part
Holy
off, it's good.
shit! Is that tadpole that I'm tasting? That baby tadpole frog sperm? Yeah.
Matt, do you know how to build a fire?
I don't know how to build a fire. It would be the worst thing. It would be me being in the wilderness it'd be good for me health wise overall, beneficially.
Not if you die.
I won't die if I was only in the wilderness for a month.
You would 100% die.
I
A
do
month
not
in the
need to
wilderness, no help.
I do not need to eat.
There's a lot more than get you than.
I'll just have to find water and like not die through other for other causes.
I feel like a hunter might shoot you.
What am I wearing? If I'm wearing this, of course I am.
Like,
of course I'm getting shot.
Look at the size
The
of
velvet?
that black bear.
Bro.
Be a great pelt to just.
Dude, my fuck. You know how like different animals are like worth more money if you poach them or some shit. A fucking rare Matt Lopes is it's a good $10,000. We want his head.
Well, I hear that they grind down your knuckle bones. It's actually an aphrodisiac in China. You're very sought after on the wet markets there.
What the fuck? What animal do they actually saw down that on?
Oh, there's a lot of
Saw
animals.
down the knuckles of an animal?
Like they'll eat rhino horn,
Oh yeah.
tiger penis.
I don't know where I heard it, but like the black rhino's horn could like go for like so much money.
Oh, because there's so few of them left.
Dude.
They're basically extinct at this point.
But like people don't give a fuck. Like they're still like the poachers like they don't care if they're going extinct. They just want to eat. Or they just want to make their money. They want to make bread.
Well, because in China, it's like a weird status symbol to eat like exotic food. And so they will like import like a $40,000, whatever, just to impress everybody and have it at the dinner party. And everyone's like, yo, dude.
Remember that party?
We had Mogwai, dude.
Remember that party where we had the last black rhinoceros ever? That's great. I wrote down some tips, some like wildlife survival tips.
I would love to hear these.
You want to fucking let's go through how we go through it. So here are Matt Lopes's wilderness survival tips. I only have 3 so far, but I feel like I did some real good. I did some real good work here.
They're the 3 best.
Number 1, first day in the wilderness, the first thing you do is you find the biggest fucking animal out there and you fight it. All right. If it's bears, you locate the king bear and you challenge him to a one-on-one fist fight in front of all the other big animals so that everybody knows not to fuck with you. Okay. That's prison gang shit. All right. It's fucking respect needs to be earned. Do you agree, Chris? Also, though, if you end up losing that fight in the wilderness, if you lose that initial fight with the bear, then you're going to retreat back to your base camp, wherever the fuck you are, and you're going to put together a case to sue his ass for assault, okay? And don't worry about, like, dying or not dying, okay? Because even you can find insurance in the fact that murder, even in the wilderness, is illegal. So no one's dying in the wilderness from another animal. That's not something that happens.
What kind of animal do you think would be your defense attorney?
I would say a good monkey.
You think there's a lot of monkeys in the New England wilderness?
We're doing New England wilderness? Never mind. Maybe a skunk.
Skunk? That'd be pretty cool.
A little skunk lawyer.
Little skunk
Got a
guy.
fucking problem with me? I'll
Robert
fucking
Skunkleton.
fart on you. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So that's point 1. That's wilderness tip 1. Wilderness survival tip 1. Wilderness survival tip 2 would be you know how like being all by yourself in the wilderness, that can lead to loneliness, and too much loneliness is bad because then that could fucking that could lead to hallucinations and shit like that. Exactly, insanity, which is not something you want. And while most people would argue that finding food or finding shelter is of high priority, step 2 in Matt's wilderness survival guide is to acquire a buddy in order to avoid going insane. Have somebody to talk to about your issues, your daily strifes, etc. This can be done by etching a face into a local coconut. If you're located in a non-coconut wilderness, look for a bowling ball. Bowling balls come with faces already on them.
What about this, Matt? Does your buddy have to be there willingly? Like, could you theoretically take someone into the wilderness with you to keep you company?
Yes. And the only way you're going to take somebody into the wilderness would be to, cut off one of their limbs.
Which limb are you cutting off?
Of your friend, of like your person?
I was thinking a stranger. That way you get to really
A
get to know
stranger?
each other.
You take one of their legs. Got to take a leg.
Whittle them down a nice like peg leg.
Yeah. Because what are they going to do? Hop away?
That's how you give them Stockholm Syndrome. You take them to the woods, you cut off their leg, but then you whittle them a nice peg leg, and then they're like, he does care about me, dude. He made me this peg leg.
Step 3 would be to build a cool weapon. Gotta have a fucking cool weapon. You gotta throw something together using branches and twigs and sticks and other synonyms for wood to create a dope ass instrument of mass destruction. Okay. Many tend to think that the point of a weapon is to defend yourself, but really the point of creating a weapon is to intimidate the other creatures that you may come across during your stay in the wilderness. Okay. So be sure not to make your weapon too sharp, as that could be dangerous and you could cut yourself. You don't want that.
Do you, Matt, do you have a you should be worried for this
I do.
week?
I absolutely do.
Hit me with yours first.
I think you guys should be worried about like not knowing your self-worth. Like people got to fucking know. You got to know what your self-worth is, or else like what are we doing, you know?
Now, are you saying people undervalue themselves?
A lot of people undervalue themselves. A lot of people go to a club and they're like, "Hey baby, can I like get your number?" And like, why is that all you're doing? Like, you should know your fucking worth. You should know how good you are at performing like sexual favors and shit. You shouldn't be like, "Hey baby, I would love the chance to take you out." You should be like, "Hey baby, I'm selling my tongue and my mouth for $50. If you want me to eat you out right now, I'll do it. Like, I'll do it. But you have to pay me because I know my self-worth." People got to start being like that more. So I think you'll end up scoring a lot more.
So you're saying you should value yourself so much that you become a prostitute. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
Why would you say it like that? I don't like. See, you don't agree. You don't agree with me.
I see. My thought process. I think people value themselves far too much. 99% of you are fucking losers and need to accept that. It's really a problem. You know how many people that live in this world work a boring, normal-ass job and bring nothing to the table and just have this notion that they're special and any day it's going to, like, come out, or they're just inherently special because they have cooler ideas than people but do nothing with them?
Right.
A lot of fucking losers.
Yeah.
You know the amount of people I've known in my life, they're like, I'm about to start this project, whether it's music or art, or like people that are like,
don't go through with it.
I'm going to start comedy next month, and they never do. And then it's like, they just work some normal, lower end job and just convince themselves that their life is a movie, even though they literally do nothing interesting with it.
Or they do try to start off and do what they set out to do, but they try to cut corners and they don't try to actually do it the right way.
Yeah, they want short, or they give up.
They don't want to build it organically.
Yeah, they give up real quick.
Yeah, when shit just starts not to go their way, they're like, "Fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore."
Well, we see that with comedy all the time. People get in and think they're going to be famous by the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna have a day job by the end of the year. It's like, okay, dude, they don't even make it to the year. Like 4, 5, 6 months in, they just quit. You stop seeing them around.
Yeah, dude. And honestly, better for them. And when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm never gonna. Like, when I first started, I never saw people like that because I wasn't around long enough to see people come and go. But now I have. Like, I've seen multiple people like start comedy and quit comedy.
Yeah.
And it just reassures me. Like, because every time I stop seeing someone come around, I'm like, oh fuck, dude. Should I be doing this? Then I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, well, of course I should.
I feel like it's one of those things like where I have to.
So I'm not a pussy quitter.
What are you going to do? I have, you know what I'm worried about?
Yeah, go right ahead, please.
I'm worried about mental illness.
Okay.
And how like 80 to 90% of it isn't real.
You don't think some of the mental illness is real?
I think the majority of it isn't real. No, let me caveat, because I see you looking at me like that.
All right.
Ben sitting over there like this fucking podcast going on this long is making him mentally ill.
Yeah.
But listen, so mental illness, right? Like, there's some real mental illnesses, right?
Okay.
Like, if you're full-on schizophrenic, that's a real mental illness. We need to get you help. And I've known people with schizophrenia. They've gotten on pills. They live a very normal life.
Some of the funniest people I know, really.
Yeah. And so that's real. Or if you're like severely bipolar, right? Yeah. You're severely bipolar and you have like crazy manic episodes and crazy depressive episodes. Okay, that's really, get you on some lithium. We'll help you out.
Well, right? I wouldn't have gone right to bipolar.
Well, no, listen, I'm just listing a couple.
Okay.
Mental illnesses that are common, right?
Okay, but you think that one's real?
No, so those at the extremes are real. But
gotcha.
Here,
now go.
Like, I don't know a single person my age who doesn't have ADHD. I don't know a single fucking person. I don't know a single person.
Yeah.
Everyone in my life, oh, it's my ADHD. And it's like, maybe it's just you're lazy and don't want to focus on something you're not interested in, which is a pretty normal reaction to that.
All right.
Pretty normal. That doesn't mean you have this condition that excuses you from that. Or like everyone who gets like
Anxiety?
anxiety.
Yeah, I fucking
I
figured.
have anxiety. It's
Yeah.
like everyone does. That's
Right.
part of living.
Yeah, yeah.
Is things make you anxious, and that's how you forces you to react to them. Everyone at some point in the day will have varying levels of anxiety depending on their mood and then what's happening around them.
Right.
That's not a mental illness. You
You're
don't
just
get to.
being worried sometimes.
You're being weak.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys sticking around for this episode of You Should Be Worried. If you had a fun time, if you did enjoy it, please like, comment, and subscribe. It supports us and it helps us grow. You don't want to just be here one day and the channel is gone because we didn't get enough support. So please do that. And my name is Matt Lopes. You can find me everywhere. Just look up Matt Lopes. I'm probably the most popular one at this point. Go ahead, Chris.
Damn, dude. It's true. I can't argue against it, dude. His followers don't lie. But you guys, you gotta help me catch up to Matt, dude.
No, not like that. I'm saying I think I'm the most popular Matt Lopes that exists.
Okay.
I wasn't saying that. No.
That was brutal, dude.
Go ahead,
That
Chris.
was that was my own insecurity. That was my narcissism making it
It
about
was.
me.
It was.
That's what
You gotta get that checked
I gotta
out.
get checked out by a doctor. But yeah, this is Chris Warren signing off. You can follow me on Instagram at Chris Warren Comedy. April's going to be a lot of fun, headlining a bunch of places. So
Fantastic.
if you ever want to see me do a longer set or see me do a set period, this is the month to come out. It's going to be a lot of fun all over the Northeast. So check my Instagram. Date's going up on April 1st. And,
and then also Ben. Ben, you got any fucking anything you want to say now that you have a fucking microphone? You want to plug your shit or nah?
Yeah, hell yeah. BennyBoy_28. Follow the kid.
It's right here, right there.
no,
Right
Ben,
there,
what,
baby.
in your other channel too.
Oh, in the making.
Yeah. Oh, really good sketches on that
Great
shit.
sketches on
Cross
that.
collab.
Fantastic. Thank you guys again so much for being here. All praise to Malcolm. And you guys have a fantastic day. Signing off fucking ASAP. Let me just, I never have the YouTube up where it's supposed to be. And that's, that's on me. That's on me. Where the fuck is Marche? There it is. It's right here. All right, let's go. Have a great night. Thank you guys so much for being here. Love you guys. Peace out.
Stay blessed.